Beautiful soul. So, I really wanted to make a video and talk to you about something that I say a lot, but I definitely said it in the video that I just made about using religion to justify a lack of self love and self respect. Something that I said about healing was that you have to raise the self with the self. And I thought about that, like, that might have just been, kind of a funny way to express something, but I want to explain what that means. It's all about showing yourself compassion for where you are. Like, one thing about the healing journey, you could read a bunch of memes, listen to a bunch of affirmations, and try to convince yourself that you're mentally somewhere that you haven't arrived yet. You have to start where you are. Like, if you want to get from Kansas City to Florida, you can't start in Chicago. You got to start where you really are. So, when I talk about self compassion, when I talk about raising the self with the self, that is speaking to the radical acceptance of exactly where you are, not only accepting it, but understanding it with compassion. A lot of your what we would call toxic behavior is truly your survival techniques. A lot of your insecurity is truly you learning to scan for abandonment because your life depended on being connected to your caretakers. A lot of reactive behavior, like aggressive behavior, is a survival technique to protect yourself from being bullied or being mistreated. I'm not making excuses for our behavior, but as a spiritualist, we don't subscribe to the ideal that you're wicked, that you're dirty, that you're flawed, that you're broken, and that you need something outside of you to save you. Spirituality teaches that you are the divine, that you are an expression of the divine. And the only reason why you don't feel the beauty, the bliss, the love, the joy that you are is because you're blocked, is because there are things in the way for you feeling that flow. So when I talk about raising the self with the self, it starts with self compassion. That's why you heal. When you realize that you are worth something, that you are lovable, and that it's not your fault, that, daddy was an addict or mom was codependent and you were abandoned, or that you were molested, or that you were mistreated, that you were neglected deeply. None of that was your fault. But in your attempt to survive, you created behaviors, you created thought patterns. Raising the self with the self means taking a look at those compassionately, loving yourself, working through it, starting where you are in the reality of, yes, I have some issues. Yes, I have some survival tactics that have lingered over into adulthood that no longer serve me. It's being able to look at yourself with love. It's being able to look at yourself with radical compassion for where you are. That's where you start. Where you are, I had to start in the codependency. I had to start in the self abandonment. I had to start in the inability to find something lovable in myself. I had to start there because anything that you can look at, you can fix. But you have to be where you are. And not in a way that judges you, but in a way that raises the self with the self, raises the self with the knowledge of knowing that you've been doing the best that you could. I don't care what it looks like. If you have energy in you that has been so overwhelming that it has created an energy that makes you stay when things are unhealthy, you've created an energy that makes you have addiction problems, that makes you have rage and anger, you are doing the best you can with the energy inside you. And I want you to start there. And I want you to take your power back. The power is in the love that you have for yourself. I want you to take your power back and be willing to be right where you are and look at what you have and work through it and reach for those resources. There is help out there. I still do one-on-one sessions. Not as many as I used to could do, but I still offer those one-on-one sessions. But there's so much information out there. A lot of that is me empowering you to do the work for yourself. And I love you. And it's possible. I am a living testimony. I've touched it with my consciousness that you can really recalibrate your mind, that you can really change, that you can really experience liberation, not in a life after death, but right here, right now. That's where the kingdom is. It's within you. It's just getting all the junk out of the way and stop leaving the beauty that you are. I love you.